ਤੇ ਜੋ ਸੁਣਦਾ ਉਹਦਾ ਵੀ ਕਲਿਆਣ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ। ਅੱਜ ਮੇਰੇ ਕਲਿਆਣ ਦਾ ਦਿਨ ਹੈਗਾ। ਵੈਸੇ ਇਹ ਜੋ ਹਫਤਾ ਹੈ ਕਲਿਆਣ ਦਾ ਹਫਤਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਸਾਡੇ ਲਈ। ਸਤਸੰਗ ਜਦ ਅਸੀਂ ਕਰਨੇ ਹਾਂ ਤੇ ਇਟ ਇਜ਼ फॉर्म विद टू वर्ड सत और संग। तो जो मैं अपना सत्संग करने जा रहा हूं वो जो मेरे को गुरु जी की ब्लेसिंग्स मिली हैं उसका बखान है, सत का बखान है। और ट्राई टू बी एज ट्रूथफुल एज पॉसिबल, एक्सेप्ट दैट कि जो टाइम पीरियड है हमको याद नहीं रहता। तो मैं कहूँ कि 2 साल पहले था या 2.5 साल पहले था, हो सकता है वो 3 साल पहले। उस चीज के लिए मैं माफी मांगता हूँ गुरु जी से। बट what all I'm going to say is the pure blessings of Guru ji on me and my family. In 2004 January, I received a blood test report. We were living at Bhopal at that time, and for quite some time, almost for 25 years plus. And when I got that blood test report, I was surprised. The blood test was on a particular parameter called PSA, prostate specific antigen. Because my eldest brother had some problem in the US, he asked me to take up this test. And I got this test done. The PSA level PSA is a marker of the health of prostate gland, which is only in the males. And the PSA level in a healthy person should be 0 to 4. Like sugar happens to be less than 100, और BP का भी एक रेंज होता है। तो PSA का रेंज जो है वो 0 to 4 होता है। When I got that report, which was 117, I was shocked. Bhopal, I knew many senior doctors because I was living there for a very, very long time. I just went to visit a friend of mine. He saw the report. He referred me to a uro-oncologist. Auntie bhi aa gayi hai. And when he saw my report, he said, "Look, you seem to be in serious trouble. Better it is that you take the first train to Delhi and start your treatment." And that's what we did. Within about 2 hours time, what all you could pack up, we packed and got the first train. Got myself inspected and checked up at Gangaram Hospital at Delhi. Various tests were done, biopsy was done, and it was confirmed that I was suffering from cancer of prostate in a very advanced stage. I had no symptoms except that my brother said that you take up this test, so I took it up. And I got it done. So it was an absolute shocker for us. We weren't prepared for it. From Gangaram, we went to Rajiv Gandhi Cancer Hospital. There again, I got a very negative picture. Then All India Medical Institute. I took appointment with some doctors who were specialists in this field at Bombay. Went to Bombay. Saw 2 of the doctors there. And they all told me that, well, I was in deep trouble. हम लोग तो बहुत ही घबराए हुए थे और my entire family I was upset. We didn't know what to do. We came back to Delhi and we fixed up for a procedure at Gangaram Hospital as our doctors had initially suggested. In the meantime, my brother-in-law, my auntie's brother, General Deepak Malhotra, he was a brigadier at that time. He said to see Guruji ko laa jao, thoda kalyan ho jana hai. Fortunately, I had darshan of Guruji 1 year before at his daughter's wedding, my brother-in-law's daughter's wedding, Deepak's daughter's wedding. But I just bowed to him and sought his blessings and forgot about it. So I went to Guruji's Darbar at Chota Mandir, Empire State. Sanjay, for the first time in that critical period of my life, when I was really very, very upset, as I entered Empire State, I felt at peace. I felt comfortable. Because the entire atmosphere, the environment in Chote Mandir was somewhat amazing and unique. Before that, my family had taken me to various mandirs and other places. Matha tek lo the, kalyan ho jana tha. But it's at Chote Mandir and Guruji's Empire State Mandir that I felt very comfortable. The divine atmosphere, Shabad Kirtan, Vani, Guruji's divine darshan, and thereafter Langar. Ovi in a very unique way. My brother-in-law was guiding me all along. And after the Langar, he took me to Guruji. Guruji ne pucha ki hoya. I said, this is a problem. He said, agle hafte aiyo. अपने नालिक जो है तांबे का लोटा लेके आना है. I was taken up because I forgot about that procedure at Gangaram Hospital, which was supposed to be day or two thereafter. I didn't even look at that place. Waited for next week. दरबार में गए, गुरुजी ने लोटा ब्लेस किया. संगत में किसी ने बिल्कुल गाइड किया भी कैसे उसको स्वच्छ रखना है, कैसे उसको साफ रखना है, वो कैसे उसका जो है जल आपने लेना है, which I am trying to follow religiously as much as possible all along these many years. As a result, my PSA level started coming down. The treatment protocol suggested was something different. So I went to Bombay. Guruji ने कहा था सर्जरी नहीं करानी है. तो सर्जरी ना करा के जो है हम लोग बॉम्बे गए और बॉम्बे में मैंने जो है हिंदुजा में रेडिएशन थेरेपी लिया. करीबन 4 महीने वहाँ रहा. बीच में एक बार गुरुजी के दर्शन करने भी आया, क्योंकि वो एक दिल के अंदर ललक पैदा हो गई थी कि दर्शन करने हैं गुरुजी के. And in a very short time, that PSA level from 117 came down to almost 1. But when the problems come, they come in galore, they come in bundles. When I was undergoing this problem, one day Guruji told Deepak uncle that तेरी बहनों की कल्याण की लोड़ है. और वो अपनी हस्बैंड की हेल्थ को लेके, let miss my health, she is ignoring her own health. At that age, probably she was about 53 or so. The ladies have a bit of gynae problems. So we were thinking this is a regular thing. We went to Bhopal again and got her checked up. Her gynae also suggested that we give the biopsy kara lijiye. You know what biopsy means. So we came to Delhi, fixed up her biopsy at Gangaram Hospital. And one day before that, as our routine was, we went to Guruji's darbar. उनको हमने गुरुहार करी. And he is the one, he knew everything. To make it short, he told my wife, "Auntie, जा तेरा कल्याण किया." Next day, her biopsy took place, and the biopsy results, with Guruji's blessings alone, was negative. Now, there are many things that we take for granted, और महापुरुष हमें उसको चेताते हैं, भाई जो तेरे साथ में कल्याण हुआ है वो मेरी वजह से हुआ, मेरी ब्लेसिंग की वजह से हुआ, अदरवाइज इट वाज नॉट टू बी लाइक दैट. और बायोप्सी के नेगेटिव, बट इसका जो एक्चुअल इम्पोर्ट है, जो उसका एक्चुअल मतलब है, हमको करीबन उसके 3-4 साल बाद में आया. आई अगेन अपोलोजाइज कि वो जो डेट्स हमको याद नहीं रहती, बट इन दिस केस I recall very clearly that 2008, me and a friend of mine, we had thought of starting a consultancy company. My classmate of mine thought कि let us start our own business post-retirement. उसने बोला चलो ठीक है, एक पंडित जी रहते हैं आपके घर के पास में, उनको एस्ट्रोलॉजर है, उनको अपनी पत्री दिखाते हैं, वो कौन सी अच्छी डेट है वो हम लोग सेलेक्ट कर लेते हैं. हम लोग तब तक तो एस्ट्रोलॉजर्स को मानते नहीं, बिकॉज गुरुजी नेवर एनकरेज्ड दैट, बट ही वाज टू बी माय पार्टनर. आई सेड ओके, नथिंग, चलो हम करते हैं, नो हार्म विद दैट. तो अपनी पत्री लेके आया, मैं अपनी पत्री लेके गया, और उस एस्ट्रोलॉजर ने पत्री दोनों देखी, एंड वी सजेस्टेड, वी आस्क्ड हिम सबसे अच्छी डेट क्या हो सकती है. But on the contrary, what he said, do you mind if I ask you something? I said, yes. He asked me, is your wife with you? I said, yes, very much. He said, as per your patri, your wife should not be with you. I was shocked. I had goosebumps. And then I realized that actually how Guruji had actually blessed my wife 3 years back. And she is hale and hearty, and you will hear from her very shortly. The purpose of that consultation with that Pandit ji or the astrologer was not actually the partnership that me and my friend were to start. The purpose of that partnership, that consultation was that Guruji wanted to tell me, and हमको चेता रहे थे कि जो तेरी आंटी का कल्याण किया है तो मेरी वजह से हुआ है, otherwise she was in deep trouble. Because that partnership never took off for the reason I am going to explain to you very shortly. So, after this, हम लोग तो बस गुरुजी के साथ में जुड़ गए, और जब भी दिल्ली आना है, पहली फुर्सत में दिल्ली आया करते थे, भोपाल से आके जो है बाद में उन लोगों को दर्शन करने, लंगर करना, देर रात तक रुकना. कई बार जो है गुरुजी बोलते चले जाओ, चलो आज्ञा दे देते थे, कई बार हम लोग छुप जाया करते थे, because we loved so much to be there in Guruji's presence that we didn't want to go. So it used to be very late at night. One fine day, Guruji asked me कैसे काम करना. I am basically a graduate from IIT Kharagpur, and I was working as general manager in a company at Bhopal. So I blurted out something. मेरी इतनी हिम्मत नहीं होती थी गुरुजी के सामने इतनी बात करने की, कितनी तनख्वाह मिलती है. Then I mumbled something. After a couple of visits, he said to one of the Sangat ji, this is a very difficult thing, because Guruji used to say that मेरे दरबार में आओ तो अपने ifs and buts बाहर छड़ के आओ, जुतियां नाल, and come with surrender. All I want is surrender and nothing else, which is the most difficult thing to do. So to comply with that instructions of Guruji ke tu and job chhad de was extremely difficult to comply with, to implement, to follow. So I just requested Guruji, बस मैं 2-1 साल रह गए हैं retirement में, I'll be achieving the age of 58 in 2006 November. तो मैं तब तक जो है continue कर लूँ. He said yes, carry on. But time and again he told me to छठता ना, something very significant and something very pleasant happened. I don't recall the date. One fine evening after satsang, I was taking his leave. मैं उनके चरण छू के आज्ञा ले रहा था तो गुरुजी ने कहा अगली बार आइए तो अपना सीवी लेके आइए तो पता सीवी क्यों होता है चंगा बना के लेके आइए लल्लू पंजू नहीं सीडी च लेके आइए and I was surprised but then putting two and two together like a fool I thought कि गुरुजी एक तरफ तो मेरे को कह रहे हैं कि तो अपनी नौकरी छोड़ दे and then he's instructing me कि अपना CV लेके आइए I never made my CV because of working that company for a very very long time. So I somehow or the other stitched that CV together and बड़े ध्यान से मैंने बनाया उसको अगली बार जो है मैंने CD फॉर्म में लेके आया गुरुजी को मैंने पेश कर दिया होपिंग दैट कि कोई यहाँ पे इंडस्ट्रिस्ट आते हैं मिनिस्टर आते हैं मेरे को जॉब ऑफर कर देंगे बिकॉज गुरुजी इज टेलिंग मी कि तुम्हें नौकरी छोड़ दे इस चीज में लेके That was my way of putting two and two together, 2 and 2 plus 4 together. But that was not to be the case. Guruji had much bigger grandeur plans for me, and I was a fool enough not to really realize that. In the meantime, Guruji kept on telling me to nokri chhadti hai. I said, "Bas Guruji, but time aa gaya." When the time came for my retirement, we came from Bhopal to Delhi, and next day was supposed to fly to Calcutta with my wife to take leave of that company. हम छोटे मंदिर में दरबार में गए तो गुरुजी कई बार बड़ा ना इनफॉर्मल वे में नीचे बैठ जाया करते थे सत्संग के बाद में लंगर के बाद में I recall that scene very clearly. वो नीचे बैठे हुए थे दीवार का सारा लेके और साथ में मैंने कहा गांधी बैठी हुई थी मैं उनसे परमिशन लेने के लिए गया तो कुछ हटता है ना मैं कहनी बस गुरुजी मैं जा रहे हैं कल कलकत्ता जो अपना हिसाब कर से आ गया तो फिर मैं एक्सटेंशन में said नहीं तू दिल्ली आना like a fool I insisted गुरुजी अगर मैं दिल्ली एक्सटेंशन दे दें एक साल ले दे दें मैं ले लेना so virtually he dismissed me like this हाँ चल ठीक है but I knew that he wasn't very happy that I was argumentative or not trying to understand what he was saying. So we went to Delhi. I went to Calcutta next day and I took extension from that company for 1 year. We shifted to Delhi. I got my flat done up. And देखते देखते वो 2007 का जो extension है नवंबर तक expire हो गया. In the meantime, गुरुजी ने अपना चोला छोड़ दिया. And that is how 2007, me and a friend of mine, we had thought about starting our own consultancy company. And that is how we visited that astrologer who gave me a very big shock of my life. But it wasn't a shock, it was a reminder actually. (2007) end or 2008 beginning, my wife Punamanti had darshan, Guruji's darshan in a dream, and in the morning she woke up and told me कि ऐसे गुरुजी के दर्शन रात को हुए हैं और गुरुजी एक जैन ड्रेस में बैठे हुए हैं और पहाड़ी पे बैठे हुए हैं सब कुछ and she told me great details about it. मेरे को खाली उतना याद रहा कि गुरुजी जैन ड्रेस में है पहाड़ी पे बैठे हुए और that was all her experience. मैंने कहा आपको दर्शन देते हैं मेरे को नहीं देते संगत जी इसके कुछ दिनों बाद में लोहड़ी वाले दिन on the auspicious day of Lodi I got a call from the managing director of the company. I knew him very well because I was also senior enough in my previous company and we used to interact on issues of common cause. So he said, क्या कर रहे हो आजकल? I said, nothing, but I'm going to start my own consultancy company. He said, no, come and meet me tomorrow. So I went to Bombay. From Bombay, went to a place called Jalgaon and we had a short meeting. Surprisingly, in a very brief period, that short meeting, he made me an offer I could really refuse. Generally, the post-retirement jobs are very mundane. This was a very handsome job, which I'm still continuing actually. And I took up that job in a short period. Letter of appointment was issued, and he instructed his subordinate the HR को अपना जो establishment है उसका एक tour कराओ. So next day, I was taken to that place for a tour of the establishment. Actually, I was staying there, but I had not really noticed what exactly it was. When I went there, then I realized what actually Guruji was planning for me. So that company's name is Jain Irrigation. It's a large multinational company, Indian company, the large global presence. And that establishment happens to be on a hill. The research center and all the places happen to be on a hill. So I called up Punamanti from there and I told her, look, this is what Guruji was trying. Now, I went to Guruji, we sought his blessings, and he cured me, he cured Purumanti. He blessed my family immensely. And time and again, he kept on telling me, tu nokri chhod de. Then he asked me, ki tu apna CV leke aayo. And one fine day, I get that very, very nice job as senior vice president in that company. That job has taken me places. It's a very large company. And the opportunities I got, I'm still getting, are immensely fantastic. I mean, I can't just explain that. आप लोग कतार में हैं, मैं पूरा मिडिल ईस्ट घूम लिया है, बहरीन वगैरह सब. A part of this my assignment. And my health, my financial condition, everything became much improved, because when you're suffering from the disease called cancer and you undergo the treatment like radiation therapy and all that, the after effects can be very, very uncomfortable. But as I started working, I forgot about my disease. I gained more confidence. I started traveling. And that CD which Guruji asked me to prepare, I had sent to a couple of places in 2007 after I retired. In 2010, I get a call from a company. It's an international company again, that there is an opportunity in Ethiopia as a team leader. Do you want to take up that assignment? It was a short-term assignment for a project. So I asked my boss. He very willingly and very kindly gave me permission. And me and my wife, we both went to Ethiopia. I really had a very good time there, an exposure that was lacking in my career. And we had all sorts of facilities there, and I worked there for 7 months, came back. And that visit to Ethiopia, in fact, gave me a foot in the door as far as Africa is concerned. So I started getting more and more assignments of working in Africa. And today, I'm taken to be someone who knows about Africa and agriculture and irrigation and energy. So whenever there is any opportunity, I am asked to give my views. I'm consulted by various agencies, international agencies, Government of India, Ministry of External Affairs, FICCI, Association, CII, whatnot. So this is all because of Guruji. Now, when I am talking to you, every day of my life, every moment of our life, after coming in Guruji's Sharan is a blessing. We owe it to him. Nothing else, because the sequence, the things that happen and are still continuing to happen is because of Guruji's blessings. We are immensely grateful to him for every moment of joy and the pleasure that we are getting. And Guruji manifests his presence, every now and then, उचताते हैं हमको भी, I have not left you, I am still with you. So one fine day, we, after Guruji left his chola, this system of satsang became more, prominent, and everybody started, not many people started having satsang in their own groups, in their own colonies, in their own countries. So one such was satsang group in GK. One fine day in that satsang group, it was decided that we should go to Agra next day. आगरा में एक पार्टी आंटी, उन्होंने बहुत अच्छा मंदिर बनाया, बहुत ही खूबसूरत मंदिर बनाया, हम लोगों ने बहुत सुना था उसके बारे में. I also wanted to go there. So it was planned that we should go there and वहाँ पे दर्शन करेंगे और वहाँ पे हम रात को रहेंगे और next day थोड़ा बहुत घूम घाम के आ जाएंगे. I wasn't driving at that time and my driver was on leave or something, I don't recall now. तो एक दूसरे अंकल ने बोला, अंकल तुसी मेरे नाल चलना, I'll pick up in the morning and we'll go. So everything is decided. At night, the gentleman called me and said, Uncle, मैंने कुछ काम पे आ गया है करते. Actually, we had decided that we'll go post lunch because I had a meeting before the lunch. It happened to be a Saturday and working half a day so morning मेरी meeting थी, I could not avoid. But at night he called me up and said, Uncle, मैं तो सवेरे जाना है 6 बजे, तुसी तैयार रहना. मैं कहा नहीं अंकल, मैं तो क्या से कि मैं तो लंच के बाद जाऊंगा. I'm sorry, I got to go. ठीक है जी. I was feeling very disappointed that I can't drive and such long distances. And program मेरा cancel हो गया, जो मेरा दिन में एक इच्छा थी जाने की जो है. In the morning again he called me, Uncle, मैं थोड़ा late हो गया. In case you are ready, I said, no, I'm sorry, I can't go because of this meeting. So I accepted that I won't be able to go and started my day, went to washroom, and I recall why I'm going into details, because certain scenes come into your mind and remain frozen. So I put on some shaving foam on my face and suddenly I realized that night before Guruji मेरे को दर्शन दिए. वो दर्शन में क्या है कि वो एक रूम में बैठे हुए हैं, बाहर 2 लोग खड़े हुए हैं और एक बंदा तो मेरे को याद नहीं था, दूसरा बंदा मैंने बोला, रवि तू भी गुरुजी ने मानना? मैंने कहा हाँ. मैं कहा तेरी भी ट्रांसफर मथुरा हो गई है? मैंने कहा हाँ मेरी ट्रांसफर. बिकॉज जनरली ड्रीम्स आर वेरी डिसजॉइंटेड एंड दैट इज हाउ आई रिकॉल दैट कि वो उसके ट्रांसफर मथुरा हो गई है. सो आई वेंट टू पूनम आंटी एंड आई सेड दैट लुक ऐसे ऐसे रात को ड्रीम आया है. तो दूसरे वाले जेंटलमैन है, उनका नाम क्या है? मैंने कहा आई डोंट नो. बोले go back into dream and try and see in case he can reply. I said most likely it could be that person. उनको फोन लगा. I said look, this is not possible. I mean, early in the morning I should call him up just to tell him that कि वो रात को गुरुजी ने दर्शन दिया and he was in the dream. She said nothing doing. So she picked up my phone and dialed his number and gave it to him. बोले कल करो. I wasn't very happy about it because early morning I was getting ready and it's not a very holy hour to call somebody and say, Ati man darshan dete hain Guruji ne, and you were in that dream. But anyway, the gentleman answered the phone and after we exchanged the pleasantries, he said, Uncle, Agra chalna hai? मैं कहा हाँ. Agra चल रहे? मैं कहा हाँ. 2 सीटें खाली हैं. मैं कहा जाओगे? लंच के बाद जावांगे. No. This is something which really some people may not accept it, but then I know कि अगर वो मेरे को उस मौके पे वो जो एक ख्याल नहीं आता है, रिकॉल नहीं होता। अभी रात को मेरे को गुरुजी ने दर्शन दिए and I have told my wife about it. That gentleman happened to be there in that satsang day before, but we had not planned that I will be joining him. So गुरुजी जो आपकी हर एक इच्छा जो है जब टाइम आता है वो पूरी करते हैं, ब्लेस करते हैं. The life is full of blessings. I can go on and on hours together because this is one darbar. I recall one of the best thing which really impressed me was that जब हम लोग शुरू में वहाँ पे गए तो लंगर लेते थे और लंगर में there was so many things very delicious, I mean it's like a divine प्रसाद. तो कोई मिठाई होती थी, लड्डू होता था, बर्फी होती थी. तो एक दिन हमने भी सोचा फिर शुरू हिम्मत करके जो है भी कुछ 5-6 डब्बे या 7 डब्बे जो भी है याद नहीं है हम भी ले जाते हैं और वो भी प्रसाद में वहां पर जाएंगे. So we bought some laddus or some sweets from some place और वो सत्संग के पहले छोटे मंदिर में हम वो डब्बे ले गए. वहां पे बड़े टोर में भी हमारा भी जो है प्रसाद जो आज वहां पे डिस्ट्रीब्यूट हो गया. एंड वी वर टोल्ड डोंट एवर थिंक अबाउट इट, डोंट ब्रिंग एनीथिंग टू दिस दरबार. या कोई भी चीज देने वाली नहीं है जब तक कि आपको किसी चीज की आज्ञा नहीं. सो यू सी द एंटायर mythology is divinity, the way satsang is conducted, prasad is taken, Guruji's blessings, his reminders is something which is very unique. We went to US, my son happens to be working over there in California. So we would go every year, but then we thought कि क्या करेंगे after a month or so हम लोग बोर हो जाएंगे. That excitement really dies after some time. When we start getting bored, then suddenly we got to know कि वहाँ पे गुरुजी के सत्संग है Bay Area में, California में. We became a part of that. So we look forward to every weekend के जब हम लोग वहाँ पे जाएं और उनको ज्वाइन करें. Got to know some people. कुछ लोगों से और जो है जान पहचान हो गई, जो है लोग हमको जानने लगे. तो एक वो जो कहीं पे खालीपन सा होता लाइफ के अंदर जो है वो भी पूरा हो गया. यहाँ पर भी जो सरिता बिहार में हम लोग दिल्ली में रहते हैं, छोटा सा हम लोगों का ग्रुप बन गया है और हम लोग साथ में छोटे से लाइक गुरु परिवार नाम. तो ये इंटरेक्ट हम एक दूसरे का सुख दुख देखते हैं, साथ में सत्संग करते हैं गुरु जी का और जो भी ब्लेसिंग गुरु जी हमको देते हैं हम शेयर करते हैं. तो दिस संगत जी इज द वेरी ब्रीफ स्टोरी ऑफ माय लाइफ, द सेकंड फेज ऑफ माय लाइफ व्हिच हैज बीन ब्लेस्ड बाय गुरु जी. सो बहुत बहुत शुक्राना गुरु जी. Immense blessings we have received, and every bit of the things that we partake is because of